guys, I just got my shipment from BookOutlet today. You guys, so many books, so many books. Let me show you. Oh good. Okay, there's a lot of books. There we go. There they are. Beautiful. I don't know if I can pick this up. Ooh. It's not gonna happen. You can't even see all of them. There's more down there. Ugh. Yeah. There's so many books, you guys. Oh my god. Okay. So. I also got some books for my kids, which I'm just going to show you real quick. My older daughter likes this series a lot. It's called Whatever After. It's about this girl who finds a way to basically go into all her fairy tales, and she has to, there's problems in all the tales and she's gotta like fix them. Oh, this one's like a Rapunzel. There's like Elsa, Sleeping Beauty, I think, and Cinderella, and there's a whole bunch of them, but these are some she didn't have, so I got them for her. And I got some picture books for them as well. My favorite being Rosie Revere Engineer. This is so cute, you guys. This is adorable. It's about Rosie. She really likes to tinker with things and build things, but she fails sometimes and she feels really bad about it, and she's embarrassed about her failings, and she hides away in her closet when she's trying to build stuff. She wants to make a flying machine, and she's just such a cool little girl. The end is adorable, so sweet. I got The Whisperer, which this, can we just, I mean, look at those illustrations. How beautiful are they? I don't even know. They're so beautiful. It's about a little girl who gets a book that only has pictures in it, and she gets to craft stories from the pictures out of her imagination. So I got that one. And I got Uni the Unicorn, which is about a unicorn who knows that little girls are real, but none of the other unicorns believe her. Poor Uni just wants a little girl as a friend, that's all she wants, and the unicorns make fun of her. But Uni has faith, and she knows. So she goes out searching for a little girl, and I got this for my 4-year-old because she's like, we read The Last Unicorn together and watched the movie, and she's obsessed with unicorns now. And then I got Dream Animals. For me, honestly, I really wanted this book because I saw it in the bookstore the day after I came up with the idea for the book, the children's book I'm writing. And it was remarkably similar to this book. And I just thought it was meant for me. I need to have it, so now I have it. Okay. I got Hilled by Nicola Griffith. I've wanted this book ever since the page A Mighty Girl recommended it in one of their lists of books. It's set in the Middle Ages, and the main character is Hild, who is a girl, and for that reason alone I wanted to pick it up. But it's also been compared to like epic fantasies like Lord of the Rings, so yeah. I think this one's a young adult, if I'm not mistaken. I also got Alias Hook by Lisa Jensen. Alias Hook is about Captain Hook after Neverland, and it's about his side of the story and his point of view, and I guess there's a girl who dreams herself into Neverland by accident and sort of meets up with him. It sounds so interesting. I love modern takes on classics, so I'm really excited to read this one. I got Friendship by Emily Gould. I picked up Friendship because it is about friends who have kind of always been friends, and then when they hit about their 30s, I believe they are in this book, their lives start to take different paths, and it's about friendship and what it means and what it should look like when you get older and take different directions, and if it's okay or whatever. I personally, I think this point in my life is a good time to read something like this. Next, I got The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer. This book sounds so interesting. So these two boys go out one night when they're kids, and only one of the brothers comes back. And no one really knows what happens. And years later, the brother who returned is telling the story now of what happened that night, or what he thinks happened. And now I think we have to solve some sort of, we have to figure out what happened. I don't know. Sounds so interesting though. I got Birdman by Mo Hader. This is a mystery book. There's been ritualistic killings going on, and we have to find out who did it. Pretty short, sweet, pretty to the point, but you know, who doesn't love a good ritualistic fictional killing? Next, I got The Crane Wife by Patrick Ness. I don't know a whole lot about The Crane Wife. The synopsis is pretty vague, but from what I gather, it's somewhat of a romance, and everyone keeps telling me how great it is. I don't know. I got Out of My Mind by Sarah M. Draper. Out of My Mind is a mid-grade book about a little boy who has a photographic memory and is a genius, but everyone thinks that he's mentally challenged because he can't speak or really communicate in any way. So I got Cat and Kong Rule by Stephanie Burgess. Mostly, I just really like this cover. It's about a little girl who has magical powers and has to save her family. Do we need to know anything more? I don't think so. It's a mid-grade, but I mean, for a mid-grade book, it seems kind of, you know. I also got Room by Emma Donoghue. I actually just picked this up from the library. I forgot I had ordered it, so I was especially excited when this came in. It's about a mother and her child who live in an 11 by 11 room. They are held captive and haven't been out of the room, and it's all about the psychology of being like, oh my gosh, I'm expecting this book to be just life-changing, honestly. I expect this book to be life-changing. Don't let me down. Yeah. When I was in my psychology class in college, we studied a case that was sort of similar to this, and the psychology behind it was so interesting, but horrible, obviously, as well. So reading a book from the point of view of one of the captives just seems like so interesting. I'm really excited to read this one. Next, we have Find Me by Laura Vandenberg. Find Me is such a mix of things. I'm not really sure what to think about it. There's a epidemic going on. The main character seems to be immune, but there's also some memory loss going on, and it's told from her point of view. So I'm thinking and hoping it's going to be one of those books that we're not really sure what's going on, and we kind of have to figure out and read between the lines, because I love those. I also really like epidemics. I don't know, it has something to do with my love of zombies, I think. I don't think there's zombies in this. I wouldn't be disappointed if there were zombies in this, but I don't think there are. Anyways. Look what I found, you guys. Look what I found. George R.R. Martin, The Ice Dragon. Hello. First of all, it's so short. And I was like, that's really weird that George R.R. Martin wrote something so short. Look at this, you guys. What? Like, all through this, there's just, what is that? Huh? How cool! I don't know what this is even about. An ice dragon, I think. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Honestly, I didn't think the Game of Thrones, like, I really like the Game of Thrones, but it does move very slowly. But George R.R. Martin, his other books, because he's written a ton of other books, are awesome. I had no idea he wrote this, though. Such a good find. I'm so excited. I want to read this to my children. I want them to love dragons. Look at this. What? Can you believe it? So beautiful. Oh, oh. You guys, for real. I can't even. I'm in a state of can't even right now. Such a white girl. Okay, anyways, moving on. We have The Lifeboat by Charlotte. Yeah, that's how you say it. Oh my god. The Lifeboat by Charlotte Rogan. The start of this sounds a whole lot like Titanic. There's lovers, they're on a ship and it sinks and there's a lifeboat and only one person can get on. Oh, yeah, the lady gets on. The guy is such a gentleman. But it turns out that in this lifeboat, there's still too many people. And for everyone else to survive, they have to get rid of someone. What are we gonna do? I know what happened. If I was on that lifeboat, push someone the fuck off. That's what I would do. I'm a horrible person, but I'm gonna survive. Yeah, I will. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I got The Gravity of Birds by Tracy Guzman. This had such an interesting premise. So there's this painting that was recently rediscovered or found, but this historian wants to find the women who were in the original painting. So he's going on like a trek to find them, I guess. I've never read anything like that, and it just sounds like an interesting premise. Sounds like an interesting premise, and I will, yes, read this. That I will. This book seems so sad. It's called Her by Christina Paravani. So there's these twins, and somewhere along the line, one of the twins gets into trouble and she dies. And the other twin is now kind of dealing with losing her other half and trying to find her place in the world without her twin. And it just seems so sad, you guys. But I heard it was really good and like a must read, and so I'm gonna must read it. I must read this, you guys. Someone told me I must, so I'm going to. It's gonna be sad though. It's gonna be hella sad, you guys. On a more uplifting note, I got Stuff for the Children. Looks so happy, doesn't it? So happy. This is by Craig DeLuey. Yes. So Stuff for the Children sounds so fucked up. So there's a plague that kills every kid in the entire world. All of the children die. The families kind of grieve this for a few days, and then the children come back to life. But they need blood to survive. They come back as vampires, essentially. So their family either has to get them some blood so that their kid can survive, or like, it's like such a weird moral dilemma, and I've never heard of or read anything like this. So, and it also seems very dark and like just, you know. I picked up The Battle for Wandla, which is book 3 in this trilogy. I have not read book 1 or 2, so I don't want to even know what's in this too much, because I really want to read the first ones first, obviously. But I do know it's illustrated, and the illustrations just, like, don't they look so cool? I don't know. It's like, I think there's something involving space and like aliens, and it's just such a weird, like, fantastical world, and it's just, I'm really excited about reading it. I gotta get the first 2 though. That's next on my list of things to do. Yeah. I got The Riverman and Whisper. These are the first 2 books in the trilogy. There might be 4 of them. I think there's 3 though. So The Riverman is the first one, and it starts off with these 2 friends. The girl named Fiona wants him to write her biography, and he's like, sure, awesome. She starts telling him her life story, and it starts to sound like fantasy, suspiciously like fantasy, but he's gonna write it anyways. She starts telling him about someone called the Riverman who like lures little children. It's another one of those books that that the narration isn't completely trustworthy, and you kind of have to dig out little clues and figure out what in the world's going on. So up my alley. Look at the cover. Nice. And then this is book 2, which I don't want to know about because it might give away what's happening in this one. So we're just gonna, yes. So I really wanted the girl who circumnavigated fairyland in a ship of her own making. They didn't have that one, but they had books 2 and 3 for like $2. So I was like, yes, thank you. These are mine now. And I have an excuse to go buy the first one. These just seem so cool. Like, doesn't she look like such a badass little girl? She's so cool. So the premise of this one is she went to fairyland in the first book. Something happened, I don't want to know. But she ends up going back to fairyland and discovers that everyone's shadow is missing. That sounds like a wonderful problem. I'm all about shadows missing. It's so very Peter Pan, isn't it? I love books like that so much. I'm so excited to read these. But you guys, there's so many books here. I know what I'm gonna... It's a lot of books. I know. I'm very excited. Thank you guys for sticking around and listening to me talk about my books and be excited for them. If you want to know how I liked them, look for my wrap-up at the end of the month. I will have not read all of these, but definitely some of them. And I'll let you guys know, as well as some of the books that I have been reading this month already. I've got some really good ones, you guys. I read some really good ones. Look forward to that, and I will see you guys later. Alright. Honestly, this is the one I want to read first. But I can't because I don't have book 1 or 2. It's just like me. It's just like me to do that. To pick the one that I can't read yet as the one I want to read first. I would do that. Yes, I would.